All right, let's move to our next season preview, Eltoro. We got the Ole Miss Rebels. Now, I said this when we did our over-under totals the other day. How disrespectful is it to put the Ole Miss Rebels with Trinidad Chambliss, what, top 3 Heisman contender? Keywan Lacey, if he's not the best running back in the SEC, he ain't number 3 either. With all of these guys, and then they went and spent money in the portal on the defensive side. I know they have a new coach, but 7.5 for a team that was in the semifinals last year just seems disrespectful to me, man.
It is. And I tell you, man, this is the season that Pete Golden need to put all the Lane Kiffin saga, allowed to put that to rest, and really, take charge as the head coach, man, with his great talent of team that he has at Ole Miss. I mean, you have the quarterback, you have the running back. I mean, you have I think it's 4 out of 5 offensive linemen returning. You know what I mean? The only question mark in on the offensive side of the ball is the wide receivers. You know what I mean? And so, and I think they got some guys, great guys in the portal. I know they lost some in the draft, but I think they regained some guys in the portal. And if they're able to develop that chemistry, man, it should be an unbelievable offense, Jay. And then you look over on the defensive side of the ball. Now, they got some strong interior guys, and they got some guys in the portal also to help on the pass rush. They got and the secondary, Jay. I mean, you got some real skillful guys out there with Antonio Kite. I'm looking for him to have a huge year this year for the Rebels. And they have to find the thing that they have to find, Jay. They was kind of more of a bend and don't break the defense last year. They have to find some dominance on the defensive side of the ball, because they have the offense, Jay, to put anybody away. But the defense allowing teams to stay in games can cost them. So they have to get that fixed. They have to get off the field on third down.
Yeah. How much of the 7.5 win total projection for them, how much of that is the perception, and it could be reality, but it's at least a perception that all of their success or most of their success was Lane Kiffin, and now he's gone, and so they're going to go back to being Ole Miss again, 6 or 7 wins a year.
I think that is 100% the reason why they are projected to be 7-5. And I'm gonna tell you this, Jay. What I saw from Pete Golden after Lane Kiffin's departure, he rallied that team, and that team fought for him. And having that chip on his shoulder. I think, being disrespected in the preseason, I think that chip is still will remain on his shoulders, and he's going to shock a lot of people, man.
I think if he can, I've said this before, coaches don't fail because they don't know football. If you're a head coach in the Southeastern Conference or anywhere in college football, you know football, or you wouldn't have that job. So I don't doubt that Pete Golding knows football. The question with a new coach is always the same: is can they manage the organization? You're talking about 100 players, 30 people on staff when you include the analysts, right? You've got medical staff, training staff, nutrition staff. You got to deal with portal stuff. You've got all of this stuff that goes with it. It's not a test if Pete Golding knows football. I know he knows it. Nick Saban loved that guy. When that guy was on, Nick Saban defended that guy every chance he got. He loved that guy when he was the defensive coordinator at Alabama. So, if Nick Saban thinks you know football, then you probably know football. I just, we'll see how he does with the organizational side of it. I think that's really the test for Pete Golding, because he's got a team that could very easily be back in the playoffs. And like I said, we haven't done our picks yet. We'll get to that in a week or so. But man, I look at this team and I go, yeah, they can win 9 or 10. In fact, that week 3 game when LSU comes to Oxford, that's the one to me. That's Pete Golding's got to win that game, because you got to make a statement right there that we're not going anywhere. And the way you do it is by beating LSU in week 3.
And I'm gonna tell you another thing, Jay. I'm gonna go a little bit earlier. They have to make a statement in the first game against Louisville. Mm-hmm. You have to win that game. If you don't win that game, Jay, the projection of 7.5 wins is definitely on the table.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't. If you're going to be a contender, you can't be losing to ACC teams in week one.
Without question.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. Don't put yourself in a bind that way.
Right.
That would be a bad start for Pete Golding. We could definitely say that. I like Ole Miss though. I think they're going to be. I think they're going to be right there. If they don't make the playoffs, I think they're going to be fighting for a playoff spot down the stretch, and then we'll see what happens there. But I don't see any reason not to really like this Ole Miss team.